Hello everyone, I'm very glad that you listened to my story. Please give me a follow and like the video if you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment and provide feedback so I can improve the sound quality. Yes, I will now continue the unfinished story. Chapter 45, Meet Lu Yu. After Ye Chen and Zhao Yanyan left the ferry gate, they went to class as usual. Until the end of the school bell is heard, Ye Chen and also Zhao Yanyan left the school. After returning home from school, Ye Chen intended to sell the heavenly peaches. A total of 25 heavenly peaches that Ye Chen had picked were put into a box container. Ye Chen did not leave for himself because he knew that the heavenly peaches were very fast to bear fruit, because that was Ye Chen. No need to be afraid of running out of stock of fruit. While on the road, many women always glanced at Ye Chen and occasionally pointed at him. There were even a few girls who dared to come and ask for his contact information. Ye Chen had no idea that being popular was quite troublesome. Luckily, Ye Chen immediately stopped the taxi and left the ladies' trap. After 10 minutes, Ye's journey finally arrived at the Lu Company's branch building. Liu's company ranked first on the list of the largest companies in the city. Not surprisingly, the branch office has a very tall and also magnificent building. Ye Chen wanted to enter the building, but Ye Chen was immediately stopped by the two middle-aged guards who were guarding the entrance. These two people seemed to be security guards in this office. "Hey, what do you need to come to this office?" asked one of the two guards. "I came here want to meet Miss Lu Yu to discuss something with her." Ye Chen insisted that he wanted to meet with Lu Yu to the two guards. "Do you have an appointment to meet with President Lu Yu before?" Ye Chen: "No, I don't have such an appointment with Miss Lu Yu. Sorry, our young people can't let you in because you look quite suspicious." The two guards were suspicious of Ye Chen. What else was the big box currently carried by Ye Chen? Maybe it was something dangerous for security in this place. "I want to meet with Miss Lu Yu right now, so please get out of the way." Ye Chen tried to take good care of the two guards from before him. We have tried not to use violence. If you insist, then we are both not reluctant to use violence." The guard threatened Ye Chen by using violence. Ye Chen raised his eyebrows this time because he wasn't satisfied with the attitude of the two guards. Did he look like a bad person? Seeing that Ye Chen had no intention of leaving this place, the two guards pulled out their clubs. "Smelly boy, prepare to be beaten." The two guards prepared to beat Ye Chen. Ye Chen put the box he had brought to the floor and prepared to fight too. "All of you, what are you doing? Don't you know that you are now blocking the entrance?" When Ye Chen and also the two guards would fight, a female angry voice could be heard from behind them. When the three people saw it, they all saw a beautiful woman in professional clothes. This woman, of course, Ye Chen knew, this was Lu Yu, the person Ye Chen wanted to meet. Ye Chen had no idea that Lu Yu was outside at the moment. If Ye Chen knew, Ye Chen would not have spent time arguing with these two bad guards. "President Lu, we are giving lessons to this young man who claims to know you." The two guards immediately said that Lu Yu did not scold them. Lu Yu then looked at Ye Chen, especially that this young man was very handsome. Even Lu Yu had never met a man as handsome as Ye Chen. Even though this young man looked familiar, but Lu Yu did not remember that he had met Ye Chen before. Lu Yu tried to recall through her memories. Ye Chen immediately came to Lu Yu's side. "Miss Lu Yu, do you still remember me?" Ye Chen then spoke with Lu Yu. "Sorry, I don't know you. May I know who you are?" After searching in his memory, Lu Yu never remembered meeting this handsome man before. "Son, you heard President Liu's words just now. President Lu said that he doesn't know you, so hurry and get out of this place right now." The guard came forward, and tried to drive Ye Chen away. Ye Chen was not angry because Lu Yu did not remind, because at that time Ye Chen was disguised as his appearance. Ye Chen was completely hidden from Lu Yu. "This is Ms. Lu Yu, I'm Ye Chen, the person who sold you Zileo bracelets." Ye Chen tried to make Lu Yu remember. "Are you Ye Chen, the person from the exhibition?" Lu Yu looking Ye Chen up and down. Lu Yu was always curious about the person who had sold the bracelet to her because it was so mysterious. but today Lu Yu did not expect that the person who sold Zileo's bracelet was in front of her, and a very handsome young man. I'm glad Ms. Lu Yu still remembers me. Ye Chen laughed a little, then looked contemptuously towards the two guards. The two guards began to sweat all over their bodies. These guards did not expect that this young man would know Chairman Lu. If this easy man complained to Lu Yu, then their career in writing would be over. So, Mr. Ye Chen, what do you want with me? Lu Yu wondered why Ye Chen was looking for him. I want to try doing business with you. Are you interested? Ye Chen immediately spoke to the main points. Then let's just talk about it in Mr. Ye Chen. Lu Yu invited Ye Chen to enter the building. Ye Chen took the box he was carrying and followed Lu Yu to walk to the entrance. The two guards were finally relieved because Lu Yu didn't mind the two of them who made the burden on the hearts of the two guards disappear. Lu Yu, who was going to walk to the entrance, suddenly stopped and looked back. You two, from today you are officially fired. You may return your uniforms to the office now. Then Lu Yu immediately went with Ye Chen, who followed him behind him. The two guards were initially happy because they were not scolded by Lu Yu, but after hearing these words came out of Lu Yu's mouth, the two guards were struck by lightning. The two guards can only regret their misfortune. As a security guard, the basic salary in this place is very high, $1,500 in 1 month. That is not a monthly bonus, whereas in other places the security guard's salary is only $500, a third of what can be obtained here. The two guards gloomily went to the security office to hand over their clothes. Chapter 46, Business. When Ye Chen and Lu Yu entered the building, all the employees Ye Chen met always greeted Lu Yu. The reason why many young employees appreciate Lu Yu is because of his excellent leadership style, even receiving bonuses every year. Because he is an employee at the company, Lu Yu is really very prosperous. Some employees also noticed Ye Chen, a handsome man who was carrying a walking box behind President Lu Yu. Lu Yu's outside is at the very top of the building, so check there for some decent time. When Ye Chen opened Lu Yu's room, Ye Chen saw a very spacious room with an area of about 50 square meters with a very luxurious interior. This room has very complete facilities, such as a home rather than an office. Mr. Ye Chen will sit down first before I make drinks. Lu Yu invited Ye Chen to sit on a chair, and Lu Yu then went to the coffee machine to make coffee. If employees outside knew that their most respected president in this place made coffee for young people under the age of 20, they would have been astonished. Because the employees at this company knew about Lu Yu's strong position in the city, even as a big boss from another company who was very arrogant, when partnering with Lu Yu, both there immediately changed that position to be very obedient like feared children. Their teacher. The reason was quite simple. With just one word coming out of Lu Yu's mouth, it could easily determine the big boss's company. As one of the normal companies in the city, Lu Yu's company takes full advantage of the economic will in the city, so discussing other business matters is very much like the company owned by Lu Yu. Even the mayor must give a face to Lu Yu. Lu Yu gave 2 cups of coffee on one table for her and one for Ye Chen. Mr. Ye Chen was drunk. Lu Yu said with a friendly smile to Ye Chen. That's not Lu Yu, you don't need to be too formal. You can call me Ye Chen only. Oh, alright, Ye Chen, you can call me Lu Yu too, you don't need to be too formal with me either. Then Ye Chen, what business do you want from me? Lu Yu asked why Ye Chen suddenly asked to do business. For Lu Yu, Ye Chen is a person who is quite strong and mysterious. Even her grandmother, who has been sick for a long time, can be healed in just a few days. Even professional doctors gave up on his grandmother at that time, which made Lu Yu even more desperate. Contact Lu Yu to meet with Chen Ye and buy Zileo's bracelet, and finally his grandmother was successfully resolved, and within a few days Lu Yu's grandmother could be discharged from the hospital. Even the doctor who won her grandmother saw this was a miracle. Therefore, Lu Yu was very grateful to Chen. For his help. Lu Yu knew the value of the Zileo bracelet that sold Ye Chen must be the price agreed upon by hundreds, or even more expensive than what Ye Chen tried to try. I came here to ask you to sell me something. Ye Chen said that he wanted Lu Yu to sell his belongings. What goods do I want to sell for you? Lu Yu wondered what object Ye Chen had. Could it possibly be something that had magic like the Zileo bracelet? If so, then it would definitely be very expensive if sold. I want you to sell these peaches for me. Ye Chen then opened the box he was carrying and its contents. Peaches issued were about 25 pieces. This time it was Lu Yu's dumbfounded turn. Ye Chen had come all the way here and only wanted to sell peaches. Why not come only to the market to sell fruit? Ye Chen, if you want to sell peaches, why not go straight to the market? Lu Yu said while waiting, a little dizzy with Ye Chen. But this fruit is different from the others, it tastes really extraordinary. Ye Chen explained the difference of the peaches to Lu Yu. Extraordinary, indeed the taste of a peach can taste that good. The taste of peaches has always been the same, indeed, what can make the difference? If you don't believe, why not try one? Ye Chen then handed over the heavenly peaches to Lu Yu. Lu Yu received the heaven peach. Lu Yu saw that this fruit was slightly larger than a peach in general. Lu Yu then took a knife and split the fruit and began to peel the skin. After being peeled and cut into pieces, Lu Yu took that one piece and put it in her Siri's mouth. When Lu Yu felt it, it was really very sweet and very tasty. The body also felt very fresh after entering Lu Yu's throat. Lu Yu had never eaten such delicious food in her life. Lu Yu then took another piece of fruit, until everything was finished quickly. Ye Chen tertium, it seems that the peaches of heaven do indeed taste lerbiasa. Even Lu Yu got addicted. It was true that Lu Yu was really addicted to the taste of heavenly peaches. Just by trying it once, Lu Yu was not satisfied with just eating one. Lu Yu Malao looked at the peaches in Ye Chen's box. Ye Chen, may I ask for your 2 more peaches? I promise I will do whatever you want. Lu Yu approached Ye Chen. Lu Yu said next to Ye Chen's ear, a very soft voice and very seductive. Lu Yu didn't care about being a dignified woman anymore. Lu Yu only wanted heaven peaches from Ye Chen. Ye Chen was almost absent-minded to see the change of Lu Yu in a flash of time, from a woman with a dignified attitude to teasing like this. Moreover, doing what Ye Chen wanted for Lu Yu, Ye Chen began to fantasize about bringing Lu Yu, the queen of this business, onto her bed. But Ye Chen shook his head and quickly threw away his dirty thoughts. Ye Chen came here to do business, not to do that. Fine, I'll give you 2 more, but promise that you should help me sell them to rich people. Ye Chen said his request. Yes, I promise with that. Lu Yu immediately answered to quickly get the peach. Ye Chen then handed the 2 peaches to Lu Yu. Thank you, Ye Chen. Lu Yu was very thankful Ye Chen wanted to give him just this heavenly peach. Seeing Lu Yu like a little girl who just got her favorite candy, Ye Chen tertium. So how are you going to sell these peaches? Ye Chen asked how Lu Yu's method was to sell it. You arrived on time. Today our company will auction off some goods, and we can promote this fruit at that auction too. Lu Yu said that today there will be an auction held by his company. But how do I do it? Ye Chen asked. You don't need to think about it. I already have my own plan for it. Lu Yu confidently said that. Let's prepare everything in advance. Lu Yu then stored the peach in a very safe place, then invited Ye Chen to go to the place where he held the auction. Chapter 47, Auction. Ye Chen left the building and headed to the car park. Where the auction Ye and Lu Yu were headed to was in another building not too far from here, so Ye Chen had to go there using the car to get there faster. After arriving at the parking lot of Lu Yu, inviting Ye Chen to the place where Lu Yu parked her car. Lu Yu's car is a Lamborghini Veneno, which is one of the most expensive cars in the world today. Ye Chen, come on in. Otherwise, we can be late to get there. Lu Yu told Ye Chen to get into the car immediately. After entering inside, Chen saw the interior of a very nice and cool spot car. Ye Chen had never ridden in a luxury car before. Even touching a car like this could only be Ye Chen's wishful thinking in the past. Lu Yu immediately stepped on the gas pedal and immediately drove to the building where the auction would be held. Fortunately, the auction venue was not too far from Lu Yu's corporate headquarters. In a few minutes the car driven by Yechen reached the parking lot of the auction site. After getting out of Liu Yechen's car, he saw that there were many luxury cars neatly parked here. The cheapest prices of cars that are here are almost hundreds of thousands of dollars. It looks like these cars belong to people who attend this auction. People who attend this auction are all really very rich people. Let's go in. After getting out of the car, Liu immediately went with Yechen to enter the building. At the entrance to the Yechen building, and also Liu had been welcomed by female and male receptionists. The receptionists' attitude was very polite because they knew that they were the company's big president. Take us to Uncle Chin's place. Liu spoke to one of the receptionists. President Liu, sir, please follow me. The receptionist immediately rushed to get Liu satisfied with the service. The servant looked at Yechen and Liu in a special room. When he entered, Yechen saw that there was a middle-aged man who was focused on researching something quite strange. Uncle Chin, Liu called the middle-aged man. Middle-aged man immediately turned around and put down his work and went towards Yechen and Liu. President Liu, what do you want to come here? Qin Guan asked Liu very politely. Qin Guan very rarely saw Liu coming to this inspection site. Usually Liu comes and goes directly to the VIP chair to see the auction course. That's why Qin Guan rarely sees Liu coming to his workplace. This uncle of my friend Qin wants to auction off something, whether there is still a quota left for it. Liu while pointing at Yechen who was behind him. Of course we still have a lot of quota for that, so what did President Liu's friend want to sell? Qin Guan wondered what this young man wanted to sell, especially the large box Yechen was currently carrying. Yechen, put your box on the table and let Uncle Qin do the procedure first. Qin Guan approached the table and was curious about the contents of this box. Then Qin Guan opened it and inside it turned out to be a fruit. President Qin, what does this mean? Qin Guan had usually found strange items during the check procedure. While working here for many years, this was the first time that Qin Guan had checked the fruit. I want you to auction off this peach and the initial price is $20,000. Liu explained to Qin Guan. What, President Liu is not kidding, this fruit would be like $20,000 for the initial price. Qin Guan hardly believed that this fruit would sell even if it was sold for $10, because the people who attended the auction were rich people. You do not need to worry about quickly completing the procedure and do as I say. Liu discussed the plan so that this fruit can be sold during the auction later. Qin Guan nodded at the Liu plan. After that Qin Guan immediately performed the procedure, but Qin Guan did not know how to check this fruit because this was the first time he had done it. Because this is President Liu, Qin Guan's request to immediately pass this heaven peach. Yechen, let's go to our seats. When Liu looked back, Yechen was gone. It turned out that Yechen was on the bookshelf and was reading some special books that recorded some historical objects in the past. Because bored waiting for Liu and also Qin Guan to discuss the plan, Yechen went to the bookshelf and read all the books on the shelf. Yechen had memorized all the contents of the book on this shelf in just a few minutes. When Liu called, Yechen immediately placed the book and rushed back to Liu. Yes, let's go. Liu and Yechen also finally went to the room where the items would be auctioned. When Yechen entered the auction room, many people in fancy clothes selling, chatting and drinking were waiting for the auction to begin. Liu pulled Yechen off to the second floor where the VIP room was located. On the top floor everything could be seen clearly and there were several walls separating the rooms from one another. While waiting for the auction to start, Liu asked a few questions about the origin of Yechen. What made Liu not really believe was that Yechen was still a high school student, and was a few years younger than Liu himself. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep quiet, the auction will start soon. The auction host is a woman who is very sexy with her snake and very sassy. Now, the attendees are the first item we will auction. The woman opened the cover that covered Yechen's peaches. After opening, the people began to ask what was the truth. This is a peach, the initial price is $20,000, offers starting from now. After the price was mentioned, almost no one wanted to bid on Yechen's peaches. the people began to pout and insult. How could only a peach enter a large auction like this? Many servants immediately entered and brought a plate containing peaches and distributed it to everyone. Lu Yu had anticipated this would happen, so Lu Yu had prepared 3 pieces to be distributed to the entire audience so that they knew how great the taste of the peaches was. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are the same peaches as we are auctioning now, please try. People started to try small pieces of fruit on the plate. When they put in small pieces of peaches they felt the same thing as Lu Yu. The people present had never tasted such delicious food before. Even the food of 5-star restaurants they usually eat cannot be compared with the taste of this peach. I'm 25,000, one of the people began to bid on Ye Chen's peach. I'm not going to get it, I'm bidding 50,000 for the fruit. People present began to bid one by one, even those who had previously insulted also started to bid on this heaven peach. Until the price of heavenly peaches reaches the price of hundreds of thousands of dollars. $500,000. Finally there is someone who dares to raise the price up to $5,000. Although the peach tastes extraordinary, but $500,000 is too expensive, especially since this is still the first item auction. $700,000. Apparently there are still others who want to increase the price of this peach. Ye Chen just smiled at seeing this competition because after all Ye Chen got the most benefit from the competition of these people. $700,000. Does anyone still want to bid again? The female organizer asked the audience present at this place. But these people were silent and no one dared to bid higher. If no one wants more, then I will announce the winner. Congratulations to Mr. Number 20 for bringing this peach. The female auctioneer congratulates the person who won the peach. Some people seemed quite disappointed because they could not bring the delicious peach home. So we proceed to the second item. After that the auctioneer opened the cover of the second item and it was still a peach. Some people who were previously disappointed were immediately excited and waiting for the initial price and preparing to start bidding again. Chapter 48, Reader-on Pendant Necklace. The second peach auction was valued at $550,000, then the peach auction continued until the 20 Ye Chen's heavenly peaches were sold and Ye Chen had a profit of around $12 million. That was a number Ye Chen had never imagined, that paradise peaches can be sold that much. Finally, Chen Chen's dream to change his life has been fulfilled in just one day. Ye Chen has become a young millionaire. The people who got the peaches were very happy. Some of them immediately paid and took the heavenly peaches, then the people who won them hugged the heaven peaches like a very valuable item to them. People who can't get peaches are disappointed. Even just eating one bite they still can't forget the taste of peaches in heaven. Ye Chen is saved because all of your peaches have been sold at a very high price. Lu Yu, who always sat next to Ye Chen and continued to observe the auction proceedings, congratulated Ye Chen. After all of Ye Chen's fruit was successful at the auction. This is also thanks to the help of your Lu Yu. If not an auction from your company, then surely my peaches will only sell thousands of dollars. Ye Chen was grateful for the help Lu Yu had given him. Then don't forget to often give me peaches for free if you only have them, okay? Lu Yu likes being called by Ye Terzium's sister with a beautiful and charming character that can make men captivated by their smile. Okay. Well, let's continue with the next item. The Master of Ceremonies continues to auction the next item. The next auction items include antiquity, paintings, jewelry, etc. The items that were auctioned turned out to have quite fantastic price values as well, even some that were bargained by millions of people who attended this auction. Ye Chen was quite disappointed because all items were just ordinary items, but Ye Chen hoped to find treasure in this auction. Now, ladies and gentlemen, finally we have arrived at the end of today's auction, and this time there will be 3 last items that we will auction to all people here. Quickly bring the first item here. The Master of Ceremonies tells someone to bring a special item to the front of the stage which is also covered by a piece of cloth. Ye Chen immediately raised his eyebrows. After this item was brought out, because Ye Chen felt that inside the cloth was a spiritual instrument, but Ye Chen did not know what tier artifact it was. The host then opened the cover and a white pendant necklace with a fairly complicated pattern exposed to all the people in this place. "Ye Chen, you must get the pendant necklace." This time Chu Yueshan's voice was heard in Ye Chen's head. "Yueshan, do you know what spiritual device this is, and in what tier is it?" Ye Chen asked what spiritual instrument this was because Ye Chen could not identify it. "This is a celestial tier spiritual instrument. I also didn't expect that such a high tier artifact could appear in a place like this, otherwise the name of this artifact is the Reader-on pendant necklace." Chu Yueshan explained the name of the artifact to be auctioned. Ye Chen had heard from Gu Xian that above tier 10 there were still other tiers, namely the earth tier, the heaven tier, the legend tier, and the most peak was the heavenly tier. Heavenly tier is a spiritual tool that has the ability to oppose the laws of the world. Until now no one knows how this spiritual tool was made. Even experts in spiritual weapons in the heyday of the gods were only able to make tier legend, even though it took hundreds to millions of years to make spiritual tools tier legend. The reason for the old manufacturing is because to get ingredients in tier legend is very difficult to get. As for the heavenly tier, held by 4 true gods, and 5 demon emperors, the sage deity is the only deity who does not have a heavenly tier spiritual instrument, but the sage deity remains recognized as the most powerful despite the spiritual tools of the heavenly tier. For the current era the earth tier spiritual instrument alone is difficult to find. Even if the earth tier spiritual instrument appears, then there will definitely be bloodshed of many cultivators in the goddess religion. And Ye Chen this time discovered the heavenly tier spiritual instrument. How could Ye Chen want to release it? "Yu Chen, do you know what the function of this spiritual device is?" Ye Chen asked Chu Yueshan the purpose of the Reader-on pendant. "What I read from the book of this spiritual tool can fully hide the power of the wearer. If usually the spiritual tool hides the power, if you use your power will be exposed by others, but if you use this Reader-on pendant necklace, even if you release your real power, this bracelet can still hide your level." Refreshing explanation from Chu Ye Chen, interested to have this Reader-on pendant necklace. This Reader-on pendant necklace is very useful for Ye Chen in the future, because it can make the enemy off guard. When fighting, cultivators are very careful with enemies who hide their strength, but if the enemy is known to be weak, then the cultivator will brittle and relax his defenses. When wearing this Reader-on pendant necklace, like a dragon disguised as a sheep waiting for the wolf and eating it. And there is still one more ace that is possessed by this Reader-on pendant necklace. You can store your strength in this necklace, and when your power is released it will become a frightening weapon. The longer the power that accumulates, strong man is also an attack that is issued, but the weakness of the enemy can also avoid it. Chu Yueshan said that a hidden card can be used by this Reader-on pendant necklace. Ladies and gentlemen, this pendant necklace is found in a cave in the depths of the forest, and our people do not know the usefulness of this object, but they are quite old. The person who invented this pendant will want to sell it at an initial price of 2 million, offers start from now. After being announced by the female host, there are still no people who dare to bid because the information is very minimal. The lady of the show is disappointed because no one wants to bid on this item. The lady of the show doesn't know how it can. The pendant necklace is very lacking in information. This can get to the top of the auction event. Because at the top of an auctioned item, many people will start offering it, but now after 30 seconds there is still no one who wants to bid on this pendant necklace. The female presenter is quite awkward because all this time, the female presenter has never met such specialists while at the top of the auction item. 2,100,000. People present immediately turned around and saw that the voice came from the VIP room above. The people in the VIP room were usually people who had quite a lot of assets, because that was quite troublesome to compete with those in the VIP room. Chapter 49, Luck Above Misfortune. The person who bargained in the VIP room was of course Ye Chen. Ye Chen hoped that if there were no people who would compete, because Ye Chen needed only about $12 million, if the rich people in the VIP room participated, then Ye Chen would definitely lose. Yu Chen are also interested in antiques too, but this item is of origin and its use is unclear. Maybe this is just an ordinary liantic that is always dropped by the past. Ye Chen, I'm interested in this pendant necklace. Yu Chen can't possibly tell its usefulness because maybe Lu Yu won't understand either. Plus announcer, ladies and gentlemen? No one wants to bid anymore? If not, then the master in the VIP room will get this lion tin necklace. Yu Chen happy because no one wants to bid on a Readeron pendant necklace, this feels even easier. 2,500,000. Suddenly someone else also offered this item and this time his voice also came from another VIP room. Ye Chen did not expect that if other people bargained, it seemed that this would not be as easy as Ye Chen thought. From the sound of the person Yang had just bargained for was a woman, and this woman was right on the other side of Ye Chen's room. Ye Chen, 2,600,000. Ye Chen gritted his teeth and began to bid as well. Mysterious woman, 4 million. Women on the other hand also raised the price of the offer very crazy. Yu Chen is quite curious who this woman is this woman also a cultivator and also knows about the origins of the Readeron pendant necklace? Ye Chen used his spirit sensei and this woman was just an ordinary woman, Ye Chen could not find any trace of strength in this woman's body. Yu Chen had no choice but to participate in this game with this woman. Ye Chen 4,100,000. Ye Chen bid again. Mysterious woman 5 million. Women on the other hand continue to raise their bid prices. Yu Chen, just forget about the inappropriate things with $5 million. Lu Yu tried to convince Ye Chen to give up, because the price raised by the woman on the side was very unreasonable. Because the woman on the side can enjoy the VIP room and its owner, Lu Yu does not believe in wealthy women. Like this, it could be the woman next to play with Ye Chen. Ye Chen, no Lu Yu, I must get the locket necklace. How could Ye Chen want to give up something valuable? Such a value cannot be measured with money on this earth. Yu Chen can get more money in the future, but it will be difficult to find God in the future, therefore Yu Chen will not accept unless you have no money to offer it again. Ye Chen, 6 million. Ye Chen raised it again. Mysterious woman, million freedom. The woman on the side casually raises the price again. Ye Chen 10 million. Ye Chen shouted loudly, his voice made the people attending the auction shocked. Because he was angry Ye Chen had forgotten to defeat his strength, Lu Yu who was near Ye Chen was also quite shocked by the voice that had just been released by Ye Chen. After that the woman next to her would no longer bid and be quiet, Ye Chen would take this woman's aura and want to know who was. Plus announcer, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the master who is in the VIP room for winning the auction for this item. The auctioneer gave congratulations to Ye Chen. Poor Ye Chen had to lose the $10 million he had just gotten today, and only received 2 million. Plus announcer, well, let's move on to the next item. The second item is a painting from the century BC and the initial price of this painting is also $2 million, and this painting has been authenticated. Soon many historical antique collectors began offering it. The final price of this painting was $15 million won by buyers who needed the VIP room as well. Plus announcer, and now we have arrived at the last auction which will also close this auction. Waiters immediately bring items in the form of a document to the stage. Plus announcer, this is a certificate of land and villa on the land and the initial price is $1 million and the increase cannot be less than $100,000, now start bidding. After the woman on the stage started the price. No one started to bid on that certificate. Ye Chen was quite confused with this incident. A villa worth 1 million was very cheap at all, but the people here were not immediately started whether they were stupid or what. It also happened that Ye Chen didn't have a place to live. Ye Chen still had the $2 million left. Why not try your luck? Ye Chen, 1,100,000. Ye Chen didn't think much and immediately offered it. May I know which villa you are selling? The audience did not start bidding because they did not know which villa to sell, so one of these people asked. People here are not stupid. Maybe a villa will be auctioned with an initial price of $1 million, even the worst price is initially $5–10 million. There are two possible places that are far from the settlement or something odd in the villa. Plus announcer, this is a villa in Golden Eagle District number 22. After the host said the location of the villa, everyone immediately shuddered. Villa number 22 in the Golden Eagle District was famous for the Curse Villa. The owner of the villa has experienced many strange things, from being haunted, accidents that have befallen, to mysterious illnesses that have led to death, and the company has suddenly gone bankrupt. That's why the villa is no longer someone who wants to buy it, even though the villa's property value is estimated at almost $100 million, but with such risks, even if it's given for free, surely the people here are not willing to accept it. Yechen, Lu Yu, do you know a little information about the villa? Yechen asked Lu Yu after seeing the reaction of the people downstairs. Lu Yu slightly raised her eyebrows and said, the villa is only a few villas away from where I live, and the rumor is that many people have become victims of the malignancy of the house, from starting to contract strange diseases, accidents, until some become crazy, but I must admit that the villa is much better than what I have at the moment. Lu Yu explained about the damned villa to Yechen. Yechen, oh, so the reason people don't want to bargain is because the reason is like that. Yechen was not afraid even after Lu Yu said the villa was cursed. It only made Yechen even more curious what made the villa become like that. Lu Yu, Yechen, I suggest that you immediately cancel to bid on the villa, I will help. Lu Yu was afraid that Yechen would have the same fate as the previous owner of the villa. Yechen, thank you for worrying about me, but no need to worry because I can handle that. Yechen said that with great confidence. Lu Yu saw Yechen's conviction, and just remembered that Yechen was also quite a mysterious person too. Yechen could even heal his grandmother Yang. Even your doctor gave up on his grandmother's condition. Lu Yu, if you are confident enough, then I will not forbid you again. From the very beginning to the end, nobody even dared to bid on the villa, so the villa was finally officially Yechen's. Yechen was lucky enough to get a villa worth 100 million at a price of only $1 million. Since the auction was over, people also began to leave their seats. Many people saw the rooms of Chenya VIP and Lu Yu and felt sorry for buying the damned villa. Yechen and also Lu Yu also decided to go and pick up the auctioned items. Chapter 50, Demons. Yechen and Lu Yu went to the pickup place to collect the goods from the auction. When they arrived, there were also some people who bought the items that had been won at the auction. First of all, Yechen took the proceeds from selling the Peach Heaven. Usually the result of the total auction would be cut by 7% and given to the organizer was Liu's company. But because Lu Yu was with Yechen, all the money Yechen had gotten at the auction was not cut in the slightest. Yechen saw that his $12 million card was now charged, but it was rejected. That still had to be used to pay for the Reed-Uran pendant and Villa's necklace. After making all the money payments on the Yechen account card, only $900,000. Yechen immediately cursed the Reed-Uran pendant necklace and tried its use. Yechen can only ask that this necklace is fine and not damaged, otherwise Yechen would be very lucky to buy $10 million. After using it, you can set its power very freely. You can set the cultivation base that is seen by others. Yechen hid his strength into a level 3 martial realm. Now his enemy would definitely consider him weak. Then Yechen saw the ownership letter of the villa along with his land, and the key to owning the villa. Yechen wanted to see immediately what kind of villa he had bought. Yechen, Lu Yu, I will go to the Golden Eagle District to see the villa that I have purchased. Lu Yu, if that's the case, if I just take you there. Lu Yu offered you to take Yechen to the villa. Yechen, alright, let's see the villa together. Suddenly Lu Yu's cell phone was bordered. Lu Yu took the call and exchanged a few words for the person who called him. After several minutes Lu Yu finally turned off the call, and Lu Yu lent me a little pleasure after getting the call. Yechen, what's up? Yechen asked after seeing the changes. Looks like my company is at least a problem and I have to go back there right now. Sorry that I can't accompany you to see the villa. Lu Yu said with regret to Yechen. Yechen, it doesn't matter, I can go there myself. I immediately resolve the problem in your company first. After that Yechen and also Lu Yu exchanged telephone contacts to make it easy to connect with each other. After Lu Yu left, Yechen decided to see if the villa was worth living, and to save time, Yechen flew to the Golden Eagle district. The Golden Eagle district is filled with luxury villas. It is indeed fitting to be the location of the richest people in the city. Yechen was looking for the villa he had just bought. After he had found, Yechen finally found the same villa as the picture that was given with the villa ownership contract. Yechen saw the villa involved 200 x 200 m with 4 floors, and the condition is still quite good because there are many liars whose bodies around this villa. In the description also mentioned if this villa still has 3 underground floors as well. Related to this villa is not occupied for a long time. A villa of this size, if normally maybe expensive, can be tens even more than millions of dollars. Yechen is very lucky to receive it at a super cheap price. Yechen descended and walked towards the entrance of the villa. When Yechen reached the front entrance, Yechen received evil energy from inside this villa. It seems like Yechen's conjecture was true that inside this villa there must be an evil spirit. Yechen opened the door and walked into the villa. Inside the villa the condition was very dusty, because for a long time not lived. Yechen walked to look around inside this villa. When Yechen wanted to climb the stairs to the second floor, Yechen saw a strange black lump that had red eyes and a sharp mouth. Ha ha ha, there is another strange man who dares to come here. Just look at me, will definitely make you feel incredible despair. Evil spirits laugh very happy. Yechen heard what the evil spirit had just said. Yechen looked at this evil spirit with a hostile look. The reason the people who bought this villa received bad luck were all turned out to be caused by this evil spirit. Although Yechen had never met an evil spirit before, but Gu Xian never explained the details of the evil spirit to Yechen. The evil spirit, who felt the gaze of Yechen, immediately stopped laughing and seeing Yechen. The evil spirit, seeing the human in front of him looking at him with a look of hostility, the evil spirit believed that Yechen was a normal human being and it was impossible to see it. The evil spirit then moved to the left and right. Yechen's eyes followed wherever the direction of the evil spirit was. "Can you see me?" the evil spirit asked Yechen. "Yechen, of course I can see you, and I will also hear what you just said very clearly. Evil spirits don't believe ordinary people this can see its form pretty human attracts. You are the first person who can see my whereabouts." The evil spirit gave praise to Yechen. "No pleasantries, I will destroy you soon." Yechen issued a faith to destroy this evil spirit. "Evil spirits, humans are quite arrogant. Let's see how strong your strength is, with the arrogance you have." Evil spirits pulled chains of darkness from within his body. "Yechen, be careful with that chain can hurt your soul." Chu Yuchen warns Yechen the danger of the chain being released. "All right, I understand." Yechen threw his talisman towards the evil spirit. The Jima exploded and let out a light. This light could definitely destroy this evil spirit. After the light disappeared, it turned out that the evil spirit was still staying in the place while smiling. "Evil spirits, ha ha ha, stupid man tried to use such low-class talismans to destroy me. Do you think I'm a Terry-class evil spirit?" An evil spirit insulted Yechen with spicy words that came out of his mouth. Fire came out from Yechen's body and around Yechen. Seeing that the talisman Yechen had made did not work against this evil spirit, it could be ascertained that this evil spirit must have a high enough power rating. 100,000 fire swords. The fire around Yechen formed a sword that flew behind Yechen. Even though his name was 100,000 fire swords, Yechen could only display the first of the 5 existing levels. This is the fire inheritance technique left by the sage god in Yechen's memory. Yechen used his mind to scatter the sword towards the evil spirit. Evil spirits don't stay still. The chains in their bodies also start to move. The chain of soul suckers. Bang, bang, the sound of a collision between Yechen's fire sword and also the chain of evil spirits. Yechen had no idea that this evil spirit possessed strength that was strong enough as well, although Yechen still held back his strength so as not to destroy this villa, but the attack that was carried out by Yechen was strong enough to threaten the Taham Sky realm. This evil spirit can fend off Yechen's attack quite easily. It seems like Yechen must be serious now. Go Yechen mobilized all of his swords towards the spirit and swirled around the evil spirit as if he were forming a sword. The evil spirit tried to escape from the sword prison, but unfortunately only healed the flame sword. Hell prison swirling swords emit flames and burn the evil spirits in them. Desperate cries of evil spirits echoed throughout the room. After there were no more screams, Chen Chen stopped the hell prison technique and saw that the evil spirit had disappeared. The matter about this villa could finally be resolved. Yechen turned around and wanted to see the rooms in this villa. But suddenly Yechen felt something dangerous approaching him. Bam! Yechen reflexively wept with both of his wrists and retreated a few meters. Although Yechen's hand was not hugged, Yechen felt pain. Yechen saw that the evil spirit was still alive. Ha 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 ha, why kid, are you surprised to see me still alive? You think it's easy to defeat me? An evil spirit that has lived for centuries. The evil spirit laughed, underestimated Yechen. Yechen was quite sure that he had already eliminated this evil spirit, but why was this evil spirit still alive again? Chu Yueshan, Yechen, this evil spirit seems to open a connection with a spiritual item. If you want to destroy it, you should look for it around this house, then just destroy it. Chu Yuchan gave instructions on how to defeat the evil spirit at Yechen. After hearing Chu Yueshan's explanation from Yechen immediately used his spirit sensei to all the house officers to find the spiritual item that was meant by Chu Yuchan. That's right, after Yechen looked for Yechen to find a sword that emitted negative spiritual power that was right on the second floor. Yechen wasted no time. Yechen immediately passed the evil spirit and went to the second floor. Now you want to run away from me, don't dream about it. The evil spirit immediately chased after him with Yechen. After riding on the second floor, Yechen saw an antique sword displayed on the wall. Yechen immediately took the sword. The evil spirit finally succeeded in catching up with Yechen. Yechen, do you have any last words before you disappear from this world? Yechen held the sword with both hands, prepared to break it. The evil spirit saw that Yechen's source of life was held in fear by Yechen. Evil spirits, son, don't do that. How about we just make peace? If you put down the sword, I'll give you whatever you want. The evil spirit tried to bargain with Yechen. Yechen, so what can you give me? Evil spirits, I can give you strength, wealth, and women. How are you attracted to it? Evil spirits give offers to Yechen. Evil spirits are very sneaky. He gives offers like that, so Yechen gives the sword, which is the source of his life, to him. After that, if an evil spirit had a chance, an evil spirit would pierce Yechen from behind. This was a very perfect plan that could be thought of by an evil spirit. Yechen, really? Evil spirits, yes, I promise. Sorry, but I won't believe in an evil spirit like you, Crack. Yechen broke the two swords with his hand. No, the evil spirit immediately shouted as Yechen broke the sword. The evil spirit's body shines with a superior color and its body slowly turns into flakes and disappears into thin air. Finally, the evil spirit is now completely destroyed, and the aura of this villa, which was previously negative, has now disappeared. Now all Yaya needed to do was clean the villa and install some arrays to make the villa safe. Chapter 51, Pretending to be a boyfriend. Yechen this time formed an array of layered arrays. To make an array, we needed some special kusu ingredients. Fortunately, Yechen already had all the ingredients needed. There are several layers of array used by Yechen. First, on the fence wall to prevent people trying to enter by force. If the array on the fence wall can be penetrated, Yechen is still preparing a defense array that attacks anyone the enemy is entering. And there are still many. Again, the array is installed inside and outside the villa. This array will be active on its own if the person entering has an evil mind. After installing the array, Yechen cleans the entire house from the existing dust. Even though Yechen used his power to clean, it still requires quite a long time. How come there aren't just 4 floors in this house plus 3 underground floors? Yechen might have to find a maid to make it easier to clean a house this big. When Yechen finished doing everything, the sky was dark when Yechen looked at the clock that was on his phone and showed it at 7 p.m. Yechen was tired of spending time alone in this villa, so Yechen decided to contact Zhao Yanyan to ask him to go for a night out. But unfortunately Zhao Yanyan could not leave, because Zhao Yanyan was currently at his grandfather's house and intended to accompany his grandfather to dinner. Yechen was quite disappointed, but Yechen could understand Zhao Yanyan's current situation, and not force him. After Yechen closed the call, suddenly Yechen's cell phone rang. Yechen saw it and Yang called. Yechen was an unknown number. Yechen picked up the call. "Hello, who is this?" "Yechen, is this you?" "It's me, Teacher Linear." It turned out that the person who called Yechen was Lin Ruxi. "Oh, it turns out Teacher Lin, what's up calling tonight at night?" Yechen asked what Lin Ruxi needed to call him at this time of night. "Lin Ruxi, Yechen, can you go to my dorm? Right now, I need your help with something important, and make sure you wear nice clothes too." "Okay, I'll go to Sina as soon as possible." After that Yechen cut the call. Yechen did not know what assistance Lin Xi needed, even more so Lin Ruxi told him to wear nice clothes. Yechen went to take a shower. After Yechen finished bathing, Yechen changed the clothes Yechen found when Yechen cleaned this house. It seems like the previous owner didn't bring their belongings when selling this house. Fortunately there were indeed a few male clothes suitable for Yechen to wear. After completing changing his clothes, Yechen rushed towards the garage, and opened a cover that covered a car. When the car in, Yechen saw a silver sports car that was quite cool. Yechen didn't know what type of car this was. This sports car was definitely a Bugatti brand. When Yechen found this car in the garage, Yechen was intentionally not to open it, and it turned out that this car became a sports car that was quite luxurious. But unfortunately this car ownership certificate Yechen did not know where to find it. Yechen then looked into the house ownership document and turned it over, until finally Yechen found a car ownership letter. Fortunately, this car is a package with this house. Although Yechen does not have a driving license, Yechen used to drive several cars while taking food ingredients at the place where he worked part-time. Yechen went inside and started the car. The sound of a very cool car engine sounded in the garage. This was the first time Yechen had tried driving a luxury car. Yechen had long dreamed of driving a car like this in his life. Yechen drove the car and exited the villa area to the dormitory where Lin Ruxi and Zhao Yanyan lived. On the road Yechen was driving at a speed of almost 200 km/h. The sensation of riding a luxury car was different from riding a delivery car. Even though Yechen was driving at a speed of 200 km/h, but Yechen felt this was still slow, so Yechen was speeding again and again. The time it took Yechen to get to Lin Ruxi's dormitory was only 5 minutes. Yechen immediately climbed to the floor where Lin Ruxi lived. Teacher Lin. Yechen while knocking on the door of Lin Ruxi's room. The door opened and Lin Ruxi came out of the door. Lin Ruxi wearing a white dress that was quite fashionable, with long hair that was unraveling, wearing a white rose in her hair. Lin Ruxi looked beautiful when wearing this dress that even Yechen couldn't say anything. "Lin Ruxi, Yechen, you took so long, I've been waiting a long time, I thought you wouldn't come." Lin Ruxi complained a little to Yechen. "Sorry teacher, I needed some preparation before I got here." Yechen was helpless to apologize. "Lin Ruxi, forget it, the reason I asked you to come here tonight is, I want you to be my boyfriend." "Are you serious teacher?" Yechen did not hear me right. Lin Ruxi wanted for himself to be his boyfriend. See, Yechen a little misunderstood Lin Ruxi immediately explain, "I want you to pretend to be my girlfriend for tonight just in front of my mother." Oh, it turns out that teacher Lin Ruxi only asked Yechen to pretend to be his male girlfriend in front of his mother. Yechen almost misunderstood earlier, but why did Lin Ruxi want to do that? "Teacher, may I know why you want to do this?" Yechen wanted to know the reason Lin Ruxi did this. "Lin Ruxi, that's because if I still don't have a boyfriend at my age, then my mom will give me a blind date with a man I don't know. I don't like it, so I decided to deceive my mother by saying that I already have a boyfriend, the man on the phone, but I didn't expect that my mother would want to meet my boyfriend and come to the city today." After hearing Lin Ruxi's explanation, Yechen finally understood why Linruxi wanted Yechen to pretend to be his boyfriend in front of his mother. "Oh dear teacher, you dragged your student into your own personal problem, is there no one else besides me?" Yechen was helpless to say. "Linruxi, no, I don't know any other man, after all you are the first man to see my body half naked, so as a man you have to take responsibility." Linruxi said that with a face flushed like an apple. "Yechen is okay. Linruxi, let's go to my mother's hotel." Linruxi immediately pulled Yechen and left. Chapter 52, Meet Mother. Linruxi dragged Yechen down from the female dormitory towards the street. "Linruxi, Yechen, let's get a taxi to go." Linruxi advised Yechen to go to his mother's residence by using a taxi. "Yechen, teacher Lin, I brought the car, let's just ride my car." Yechen invited Linruxi to go to his car. Linruxi, alright. Linruxi then followed Yechen to the parking lot at the school. Here are many cars belonging to students, rich students who live in male dorms. Yechen headed towards one of the most striking cars among all the cars parked here. Yechen approached a sports car that was pretty cool. Yechen pressed one of the remote buttons to unlock the car. Linruxi could not believe that Yechen had such a luxury sports car, even though in the student data archive received from the headmaster when Yechen moved to his background, Yechen's background was just an ordinary family, and even Yechen lived alone in the city without having kin. But here Linruxi saw that Yechen was not the same as the one in the student data that belonged to Linruxi. "Linruxi, Yechen, is this really your car?" Linruxi still doesn't believe that Yechen has such a luxury car. "Yes, this is my car. I just got it today, from the sale," Yechen answered. "Linruxi, Yechen, what do you do for a job that you can buy a car like this?" "Selling fruit," Yechen said very honestly. Linruxi, underscore. Who would believe that selling fruit could buy a luxury car like this? What Yechen said was true. Yechen got money from selling Heaven's Peaches, but it seemed like Linruxi couldn't believe what Yechen had just said. "Linruxi, forget it, let's go. My mother must have been waiting." After that Yechen and Linruxi got into the car. Yechen immediately drove and headed to the hotel where Linruxi's mother was staying for a while in the city. Linruxi was quite afraid of the way Yechen was driving, on a road which was quite crowded with Yechen's car running at a speed of almost 150 km/h, which made Linruxi quite tense. "Linruxi, Yechen, slowly, drive casually." Linruxi scolded Yechen to slow down the speed of his car. Yechen was helpless and lowered the speed of his car. After Yechen lowered the speed of his car, finally Linruxi felt no more tension. The distance to the hotel is not too far, only 10 kilometers away from where Linruxi lived. While on the trip, Linruxi taught Yechen what to do to please his mother so that their play as a pair of lovers would not be revealed later. 10 minutes later Yechen arrived near the hotel intended by Linruxi. Linruxi's cell phone rang when Linruxi picked it up. Linruxi exchanged a few words with the person who called it. "Linruxi, Yechen, my mother is currently in the restaurant a few km from here. My mother wants to change the meeting place there." "Okay," Yechen didn't really ask and went to Yang, guided by Linruxi. After a few minutes Yechen finally arrived at the fast food restaurant. This restaurant did not look too expensive, but there were quite a lot of diners in this place. Yechen looked for a place to park his car. After that Yechen and Linruxi came out together from inside the car. "Linruxi, Yechen, we must be able to be intimate in front of my mother." "Okay Ruxi dear." Yechen called Ruxi with the title dear. It is necessary that their relationship not be revealed, because that is Linruxi who told Yechen to call it that way. Linruxi was not accustomed to being called like that and her face turned slightly red. "Linruxi, Yechen, let's go." Linruxi intertwined her hand in Yechen's arm, and walked into the restaurant. Yechen and Linruxi looked for the table where Ms. Linruxi was. "Linruxi, mother." Linruxi called his mother, who was sitting at one of the tables. Yechen and Linruxi rushed to the table where his mother sat, but unfortunately, next to his mother there was a man who was the same age as Linruxi and was wearing after the neat black suit. "Ruxi, the day you come to, Come and sit. Linruxi's mother told Yechen and Linruxi to sit. Yechen and Linruxi sat together and Linruxi still held Yechen's arm. Linruxi's mother looked at Yechen from the top down. All of Yechen's clothes looked normal, but Yechen was a tall and handsome man. This was the type of man that his daughter liked. Linruxi's mother, this mother is my boyfriend Yechen, and Yechen is my mother Sui Shi. Linruxi introduced Yechen to her mother. Hello, Ande, nice to meet you. Yechen reached out to Ms. Linruxi. Ms. Linruxi also welcomed Yechen by reaching out and shaking hands. Sui 11. Oh yeah, I forgot, this Ruxi is the son of my best friend at the campus, his name is Hujun. Hujun, introduce this to me, my only daughter is Linruxi. Linruxi's mother introduced the young man beside her. Hello, I'm Hujun. Hujun reached out his hand to shake hands with Linruxi. Actually Linruxi didn't want to get acquainted with this guy, but to give his mother's face Linruxi had no choice and reached out helplessly. Linruxi immediately let go of her hand after shaking hands with this man named Hujun. Since everyone has come, let's order food first. Linruxi's mother immediately ordered a few dishes to the waiter who was here. While waiting for food to be served, Linruxi's mother asked the extent of the relationship between Yechen and her daughter. Linruxi was afraid that Yechen would speak wrong with his mother. Fortunately Yechen could answer all the questions asked by Linruxi's mother. Oh yeah, Yechen, what do you do now? Linruxi's mother asked about Yechen's current work. For the time being I sell peaches. Yechen honestly answered the work he was doing right now. Luckily Linruxi's mother didn't mind and Terzium turned towards Yechen. But the man named Hujun really sneered and looked down on Yechen. Ha ha ha, only a fruit seller, indeed how many thousands of salaries can you get each month, will that be enough to pay for your and Linruxi's life? Hujun blatantly insulted Yechen. The income one have is more than enough for our living expenses. Yechen was not angry with the insult that had just been issued by Hujun, because after all the results of selling peaches had a turnover of millions of dollars in one day. Linruxi was angry with the words that Hujun had said to Yechen. How could Yechen only sell fruit? As long as Yechen could make me happy it would not be questioned, Linruxi said quite angrily towards Hujun. Hujun didn't think that Linruxi would be angry because Hujun insulted Yechen. Luckily Aunt Suishi was not angry with that. Oh yes Hujun, where do you work now? Lin's mother was also asked about Hujun's current work. My aunt now serves as general manager at my father's company, with a monthly salary of $80,000. Hujun bragged his rank and salary in front of Yechen. That's a pretty good job, Suishi praised Hujun's work. Actually Suishi wanted to see the characteristics and properties of these two people. It could be seen that Yechen was a polithy and not easily angry person, while Hujun was quite arrogant, but Hujun did have the capital to be arrogant with his wealth at this time. Chapter 53, Slap on the Face. Suishi prefers the character possessed by Yechen from Hujun, but instead Yechen is only a person who has an average income. Suishi is afraid that her daughter will accept in the future if she will ask Yechen. Every mother wants her daughter to get the happiness she deserves, but for the time being, Suishi will not disturb their relationship, but in the future. If Yechen can't grow, Suishi needs to get them both. Hujun when he first saw Linruxi had been liked but rejected. Linruxi's attitude to him was indifferent, his girlfriend-boyfriend was only male, the status needed was more than what was obtained by Hujun. Suishi. Oh yes Hujun, how is the business done by your father, is it going well? Sushi asked about Hujun's father's business. Hujun and my father's business is growing very well, and can generate millions of dollars every month. Again Hujun bragged his wealth. Hujun looking towards Yechen and also Linruxi, and they were talking very excited. Yechen and Linruxi seemed not to listen to what just said by him. It made Hujun upset because of being ignored by others. Normally, orangutans will be amazed when Hujun shows off his wealth, and tries to get closer. Immediately contact the food sent by Ms. Linruxi, so Hujun is not awkward and embarrassed. Suishi. Then let's have dinner right away. Suishi invited everyone to eat. When eating, Linruxi questioned eating for Yechen. It was almost similar when Yechen was eating together with Linruxi. Sui Shi saw how close her daughter was to Yechen. It would be quite difficult to free these two people. As for Hu Jun, he could only include his teeth in annoyance at seeing the couple making out. After finishing dinner, Yechen and Linruxi intended to leave this place immediately. The purpose of Linruxi was to come here only so that his mother believed that Linruxi already had a boyfriend. Linruxi, our mother wants to go home. Linruxi said goodbye to her mother. Sui Shi Ruxi, today you come home with me, asked for a long time we did not spend time together. Sui Shi wants Linruxi to go home with him. Alright mom. Linruxi could only visit her hotel. Good. Sui Shi likes to look quite happy. Hu Jun and Sui, what if I take you two together? Hu Jun did not miss this golden opportunity to get closer to Linruxi. Hu Jun did not care if Linruxi already had a boyfriend. Hu Jun could get what he wanted. Sui Shi, sorry to bother you. Sui Shi did not receive delivered by Hu Jun home. Linruxi, no, Yechen will take us home, right Yechen? Linruxi winked at Yechen. Yes, no problem. Yechen immediately intervened to respond to Linruxi. Hu Jun could only smile, but in anger Hu Jun cursed Linruxi. Just watch out Linruxi, sooner or later, you will soon be mine. After paying everyone out of the restaurant and into the parking lot. Sui Shi Ruxi, where is your car? Linruxi, their mother. Linruxi pointed at the direction of a car. The car pointed out by Linruxi was an ordinary car. Some of the cats had rusted. Seeing the car received by Yechen, Hu Jun laughing and saying, it's your car, the car should not enter here, the car should have gone into the car moving place. Hu Jun was very satisfied to insult Yechen. Linruxi, who listened to what Hu Jun had just said, was very dissatisfied indeed. Thinks of the car we have, is yours better than what Yechen has? Ha ha ha, such a wrecked car can be compared to the car I have. Hu Jun was very proud after he displayed his luxury car. Hey, your name is Yechen, right? I suggest you buy a car like I have. Hu Jun insulted Yechen, who might not be able to buy the car Hu Jun has right now. From the beginning Yechen did not want to respond to Hu Jun. For Yechen this man was like a clown who made jokes to Yechen. Seen from anywhere the car owned by Yechen looked much better than Hu Jun's car, and strangely this person was still very arrogant in front of it. Hu Jun, and is better, I will drive you, my car is much better than that of your daughter's boyfriend, the ugly one. Linruxi, huh, Yechen's car is dozens of times better than what you have. Linruxi pulled her mother, hurried towards Yechen's car. Yechen followed behind Sui Shi and Linruxi. Hu Jun misunderstood. Yechen's car was actually covered behind the car designated by Linruxi, so Hu Jun thought that Yechen's car was a bad car. Sui Shi feels strange about her daughter. Why does her daughter say that Yechen's car is far better than what Hu Jun has? After being dragged behind the ugly car by Linruxi, Sui Shi was able to see a very luxurious sports car. The design of this car was far better than that of Hu Hu's. Sui Shi finally understood why her daughter insisted that her boyfriend's car much better than what Hu Jun has. Yechen etc. immediately got into the car. Hu Jun found it strange why they all did not get into the car and went behind the ugly car. Ruam. Ruam. The sound of the car sounds, the sound of a car like this is only owned by luxury sports cars. Hu Jun saw a luxury car crossing the place in front of him. The windshield was opened and could see the person who was riding it was Yechen. Hu Jun's jaw almost fell to the ground. Hu Jun almost did not believe a fruit seller had a $10 million luxury car. Hu Jun knew enough about the few cars, and the car Yechen was driving was a limited edition that only made 7 units in this world. Hey, it looks like your car looks quite old-fashioned, I suggest you buy one that is like mine. After saying that to Hu Jun, Yechen immediately dashed off the parking lot. Hu Jun's brain could not process what had just happened. The words that just said by Hu Jun to Yechen suddenly used Yechen to himself. It was like a slap on his face. Hu Jun was so embarrassed. No wonder that person was not angry at him. It turns out that the young man was far richer than Hu Jun. Hu Jun felt like a clown who made jokes. In the future Hu Jun could not possibly have a face in front of Sui Shi and Linruxi. Because disappointed, Jun went to leave the parking lot with gloomy, given the stupidity that Jun had just done. Chapter 54, Ye Chen was arrested. Ye Chen drove Linruxi and his mother back to the hotel. Ms. Linruxi's attitude towards Ye Chen began to change when on the way Sui Shi asked Ye Chen a lot of things. 8 minutes later Ye Chen arrived in front of the hotel. Linruxi and Sui Shi got down from Ye Chen's car. Sui Shi: Ye Chen, thanks for the ride. Sui Shi thanks Ye Chen. Ye Chen: no problem, and, after all, it is my duty to escort you safely. After thanking Sui, walking first to the hotel entrance, Linruxi approached Ye Chen's candela glass and whispered into Ye Chen's ear. Linruxi: Ye Chen, thanks a lot, thanks to you I can get out of trouble, I owe you a favor. Linruxi suddenly kissed Ye Chen's cheek quickly. Without saying much, Linruxi immediately followed her mother's steps to disappear into the hotel. Ye Chen had no idea that teacher Lin suddenly kissed him. Was this a gift from Linruxi for him? Ye Chen tersium towards Linruxi's disappearance, even though it was only an act, but Ye Chen enjoyed being Linruxi's partner. Ye Chen stepped on the gas pedal and went back to his villa. Linruxi, who was walking behind her mother, had a red face, because for some reason she suddenly kissed Ye Chen, even though it was only a kiss on the cheek, but it felt quite embarrassing, for Linruxi Yang had never. How can I face Ye Chen as a teacher tomorrow? Linruxi did not know how he felt for Ye Chen, because his position as a teacher would not allow him to fall in love with his own student. Ye Chen drove his car home to his house. Its speed was almost 100 km/h on a road which was quite busy with passing cars. Wee-oo. 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 A police siren was heard from behind Ye Chen's car. Ye Chen looked in the rear-view mirror of his car. Ye Chen could see that there was a police car following him. People who are in the car, immediately pull over to the side of the road right now. You have violated the maximum speed limit set on this road. The police in the car gave Ye Chen a warning over the loudspeaker. Ye Chen had no idea that at night there were still police on patrol. If Ye Chen was caught, then his business would be quite troublesome. Ye Chen most disliked dealing with the police because it was quite troublesome for Ye Chen, who was now a powerful cultivator. Ye Chen didn't want to stop and increase the speed of his car, trying to escape from the police car that was behind. The police did not make Ye Chen's car run away, so the police began to increase the speed of his car to catch up with Ye Chen's car. The chase couldn't be evaded anymore. The policeman was still a few tens of meters behind Ye Chen's car. If it's like this, then Ye Chen couldn't run away from this policeman. If it were any longer, then there would definitely be more cops coming help. Ye Chen did not want that to happen. Ye Chen began to increase the speed of his car again. Ye Chen chose a fairly busy road route. Ye Chen passed by a lot of cars very easily, as if a professional racer. The police saw that the distance between his car and Ye Chen's got farther away. The road was very crowded. If anyone dared to drive at that speed, then there was definitely one possibility, that was an accident. Although Ye Chen's car managed to flee, but the police remembered Ye Chen's license plate number, so the police only needed to notify another policy if it found Ye Chen's license plate. Ye Chen saw that the police car that followed him was no longer visible, without Ye Chen attending himself. It's far from the center of the city and towards the direction of the hill on the outskirts of the city. This hill is very famous in the city because it has a very amazing night view. Can only see the night view of the city with a very beautiful, here can also see the stars in the sky with very clear. Ye Chen drove his car up to the top of this hill. From up here Ye Chen could see a pretty good view of the city. Ye Chen wasn't alone, there were some people who were enjoying the same view as Ye Chen. Among these people, there was something that made Chen the most interested, a woman in a black dress, a woman about 25-26 years old who had a beautiful face, with a perfectly tall body, attractive from a woman's body. What made Ye Chen interested was because this woman turned out to be a cultivator, especially since this woman's level was very high. This woman's level was the 4th level Earth realm. On Earth, there are very few people who reach that stage, let alone this is a woman aged 25-26 years. This woman is probably from an ancient sect/ancient family. seeing the level of strength that is quite strong. The woman looked at Ye Chen. Ye Chen could see a little smile on the face of the beautiful woman. The beautiful woman moved from where she stood towards the direction Ye Chen was. The beautiful woman stopped right in front of Ye Chen. Ye Chen didn't know what this beautiful woman wanted. Could this woman know that Ye Chen was also a cultivator? Ye Chen immediately threw away thoughts like that. After all, Ye Chen had a higher cultivation base than this woman. Your car looks good, is this yours? It turns out that the first thing this beautiful woman asked was Ye Chen's car. Yes, this is my own car, so what? Ye Chen was suspicious of this woman because the first thing this woman asked was her car. Did this beautiful woman intend to steal her car? But how could this beautiful woman become a thief? Oh, I see, then can you stretch out one of your hands? That beautiful woman suddenly wanted Ye Chen to reach out his hand. Out of curiosity, Ye Chen wanted to see what this woman wanted to do to him. Ye Chen held out both hands. Clank. After hearing that voice, Ye Chen looked at Yang's wrist, and suddenly one of them was drilled, and the other handcuff was in the key in that beautiful woman's hand. Ye Chen, straight face, well, what does this mean, beautiful sister? Ye Chen doesn't know why this beautiful woman suddenly handcuffs himself. Beautiful woman, you have violated the traffic rules and also ran away from the pursuit of the police, therefore you and your car must go to the office to do the responsibility. The woman also issued a police badge from her wallet. Ye Chen underscore, Ye Chen had no idea that this beautiful woman was actually a female policeman. Ye Chen would have surrendered himself with just that. If Ye Chen had known Ye Chen beforehand, it would be better to go away from this woman. Beautiful woman, what are you waiting for? Quick, get into the car and come with me to the police station right now, the policeman scolded Ye Chen. Beautiful policeman, maybe you are mistaken. I am a good citizen. Ye Chen looked for an excuse to run away from this beautiful cop. You want to lie to me? Your car number has been counted, so I may not be wrong to catch another person. The female police officer immediately dragged Ye Chen. To get into Ye Chen's car, the female policeman asked for a car belonging to Ye Chen. The female police officer drove a car leaving the hill and headed for the police station. Chapter 55, Luo Bing. After reaching the police station, the policewoman pulled Ye Chen out of the car and into the car. This was the first time Ye Chen had entered the police station, because it was late at night. Quite a few people were here. Determine Luo Bing, who is the person you brought at this time of night? One of the policemen guarding the front immediately asked. It turns out that this woman's name is a woman. This woman is Luo Bing. I am carrying someone who is trying to escape from the police. I suspect this person is involved with something evil. Ye Chen, what do you think is a beautiful policeman? I look like a criminal? I am a good citizen. I did not tell you to speak, so shut your mouth, Luo Bing immediately scolded Ye Chen. The police guarding the front knew Luo Bing's character. Even though Luo Bing was the police's interest, Luo Bing's problem was very difficult to approach. Luo Bing immediately took Ye Chen to the interrogation room, and tied Ye Chen's handcuffs to the chair so he wouldn't run away. You stay here for a second, I'll be right back. Luo Bing then left the room. Because Luo Bing left Ye Chen in leave alone in this room. Ye Chen, why don't you run away? With your strength, wouldn't that be so easy? Chu Yu spoke to Ye Chen in his mind. Ye Chen, running away is a trivial matter, but the problem is if I run away, the police will definitely keep chasing me and I will become a fugitive in the whole city. Well, it's up to you, but you have to put this woman in your harem list, because this woman has quite an innate talent. Unfortunately, her innate talent cannot be released to the maximum due to lack of guidance. Chu Yueshan explained about the Luo Bing woman to Ye Chen. Ye Chen, so this woman has extraordinary innate talent. It is fitting that the level of cultivation is quite high at a young age, considering this is on Earth. Luo Bing was really long enough. Even after 10 minutes had passed, there was still no sign of Luo Bing going back into this room. 20 minutes later, finally Luo Bing returned to the room, but Luo Bing didn't wear a black dress anymore. Now Luo Bing was wearing a police uniform with a short skirt. Luo Bing immediately took a chair and sat in front of Ye Chen. Luo Bing, name. Ye Chen, Ye Chen. Luo Bing, gender. Ye Chen, police. Luo, can't you see that I'm a man? Luo Bing, who knows you are a woman with your face? Like that, you can be a beautiful woman. Ye Chen, straight face. This policewoman really made Ye Chen a headache. Luo Bing, age. 17 years. Ye Chen did not use his original age. Luo Bing, 17 years old. You're still a school student. Luo Bing couldn't believe that Ye Chen was still a school student. Luo Bing, last question, why did you run away when the police tried to stop you? There is no other reason, because I do not feel guilty. Bam. Bad boy, you just broke the driving rules, and you said that you were innocent. Luo Bing struck the table with both hands angrily at Ye Chen. The table in front of Ye Chen was almost split in two with the power Yang Luo Bing had just used. Luo Bing's chest went up and down with anger at Ye Chen's attitude. Luo Bing was not accustomed to dealing with small children like Ye Chen. If Luo Bing knew Ye Chen was still a school student, Luo Bing would look for others to interrogate Ye Chen. Luo Bing, because you are still a school student, then let your parents/guardians come here right now, and if no one comes here, then forget to get out of this room tonight. Ye Chen didn't have parents or relatives in the city, so how would Ye Chen get out of this place? Did Ye Chen contact Lin Ruxi? Not. Ye Chen would most likely be scolded by Lin Ruxi again. There is only one person, Lu Yu, who can help him get out of this prison. Ye Chen then tried to contact Lu Yu at night. Fortunately the call was successfully connected. Lu Yu, Ye Chen has a need to call me at this time of night. Lu Yu, who wanted to go home, heard her phone ring. Seeing that the one who called out was Ye Chen, Lu Yu quickly picked it up and asked Ye Chen. Lu Yu, can you come to the police station now? I have a little problem with the police named Luo Bing and need a little help from you. Ye Chen asked Lu Yu to come to help him finish instead. With the status of Lu Yu, everything would be easy to overcome. Lu Yu, alright, I'll get there in a few minutes soon. Lu Yu didn't ask much. Lu Yu immediately changed the direction of her car and headed towards the police station. Ye Chen continued to look towards Luo Bing, who was wearing a police uniform, let alone the tight part of his chest that could break out of his shirt button at any time. Luo Bing could feel Ye Chen's eyes staring at his chest. You've seen enough. If you look at me like that again, I will pry both of your eyeballs. Luo Bing again harshly scolded Ye Chen. Even though Luo Bing was beautiful, but that arrogant and angry temper was this woman's biggest flaw. Ye Chen activated the king's heart charm. Ye Chen wanted to see if the charm of the emperor's heart could affect Luo Bing. When Luo Bing looked back at Ye Chen, Luo Bing felt that his heartbeat was racing very fast when he looked at Ye Chen. Ye Chen was like a magnet that made Luo Bing attracted towards him. This made Luo Bing not dare to see Ye Chen's face again. Luo Bing looked down with a red face. Ye Chen, who saw the change in Luo Bing's behavior, immediately smiled. It seemed that the charm of the king's heart could affect Luo Bing. Ye Chen then stood up from his chair. Even though one of Ye Chen's hands was handcuffed with a chair, Ye Chen could still approach Luo Bing. Ye Chen lifted Luo Bing's chin and saw Luo Bing's face, then said, beautiful. Luo Bing's blushed face was very beautiful. Luo Bing, who saw Ye Chen's very handsome face, was confused. Luo Bing immediately fell in love with Ye Chen. Ye Chen brought his face closer to Luo Bing. Seeing what Ye Chen would do, Luo Bing only closed his eyes, accepting what Ye Chen would do to him. Clack. The sound of the door opening immediately woke up Luo Bing, but unfortunately it was too late, because the distance between Luo Bing's lips and Ye Chen was only a few centimeters. The woman policeman who opened her door widened to see that the most beautiful woman in the Kator would be kissed by a prisoner. In the wildest imagination the woman policeman would not have been imagined. But after the female policeman who opened the door saw Ye Chen, the female policeman immediately fell in love with Ye Chen. The female cop had never seen a guy as handsome as in his life. The female police now understand why Luo Bing, the prettiest woman in the office, did not fight when she would be kissed by prisoners. If the female police in Luo Bing's position, she would surely also be happy to be kissed by a man as handsome as Ye Chen. Ye Chen didn't mean to kiss Luo Bing. Ye Chen just wanted to tease Lu Bing a little. Unfortunately it was seen by the female police officer who had just opened the door by force. Ahem, what is it that you suddenly came in here? Lu Bing quickly recovered himself so that his image would not be damaged in public. Lu Bing didn't dare to look at Ye Chen anymore. Lu Bing was afraid that if he continued to look at Ye Chen, Lu Bing could not maintain his authority anymore, and doing things that were inappropriate with Ye Chen. Policewoman Ms. Lu, a woman named Lu Yu is looking for you and that woman wants to free someone. Lu Bing, tell him to come in right now. The female police officer was reluctant to leave after seeing Ye Chen, but even the female police officers had to obey Lu Bing, who was in a higher position than him. Before the policewoman left, the policewoman did not forget to steal the last glance before leaving this room. Chapter 56, Poison. Lu Yu entered into the room where Ye Chen was being held. After entering the room, Lu Yu saw Ye Chen whose hand was handcuffed in the curse, and the female police officer who detained Ye Chen turned his face in the other direction. Lu Bing still didn't dare to look at Ye Chen directly. After the door to the room opened, Lu Bing immediately turned his attention to the woman who had just entered. Lu Yu, hello, I am Lu Yu, I came yesterday to free Ye Chen. Lu Yu immediately introduced herself to Lu Bing. Lu Bing, after you pay the bail you can take this bad boy away, but make sure he no longer violates the driving rules and runs away from the police, so as not to cause misunderstandings like this again. Lu Bing told Lu Yu to immediately complete the procedure first. Lu Yu, I have already paid, now I may take Ye Chen away from this place. Before entering, Lu Yu had already paid Ye Chen's guarantee of freedom. Because Lu Yu had already paid the bail, Lu Bing opened Ye Chen's handcuffs and released him. Now you may go, Lu Bing said by looking away. Lu Yu did not know why this policewoman's behavior was so strange. Because Lu Yu's initial support was to release Ye Chen, Lu Yu immediately took Ye Chen away from this place as soon as possible. Wait a minute, there is one more thing I need from the Lu Bing police, Ye Chen, and then go to Lu Bing. Seeing Ye Chen approaching towards him, Lu Bing was very tense. What does that bad boy want me? Does that bad boy want to do bad things to me again? Lu Bing's mind began to walk wildly. Police, Lu Bing is my car key, I want to ask him to come back. Apparently Ye Chen just wanted to ask for the car key back. Lu Bing didn't think that Ye Chen just wanted him to return the keys to his car, and Lu Bing just thought a strange thing. It made Lu Bing very embarrassed. Lu Bing immediately handed over the car key so Ye Chen would quickly leave this place. After the departure of Ye Chen and Lu Yu, Lu Bing immediately sat down on his kuris limply. This was the first time Lu Bing had felt anything like this. Lu Bing suddenly became interested in a man whose age was much younger than himself. Moreover, the two of them almost kissed. Lu Bing touched his lips with his fingers. My first kiss was almost taken away by that bad boy. But if you think that bad boy is very handsome, Lu Bing involuntarily said. Lu Bing, remember you are a cultivator, and that boy is just an ordinary person. You are not from the same world. How could you possibly like that bad boy? Even though Lu Bing said that, in fact Lu Bing really can't forget Ye Chen no matter how hard he tried. Ye Chen and Lu Yu are now outside the police station. Geez, Ye Chen is only our last few hours and you already have problems with the police, Lu Yu said with smile. Well, what else can I do? I just wanted to go back to my behavior and the police suddenly chased after me for violating driving rules. Because I didn't have a driving license, so I decided to just run away, but who knew that the woman I met was a policeman who was being in disguise? If I knew beforehand I would definitely go as far away as possible. Ye Chen explained all the things that happened, why he could be captured to Lu Yu. Ha 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 ha. After hearing Ye Chen's story, Lu Yu laughed. Just because the woman is beautiful you approached her and didn't know that she was a police officer and you were arrested by her. Poor Ye Chen. Ye Chen could not say anything after Lu Yu said that. Anyway, he was originally the one who was wrong because he was interested in Lu Bing, who made him get caught. Because you said you don't have a license, tomorrow I will make you one so that you will no longer be afraid of meeting the police while on the road. Lu Yu intended to make Ye Chen a driving license, because Ye Chen said he did not have one. Ah, thank you very much, I became too much trouble for you. Ye Chen felt that Lu Yu was very kind to him. Lu Yu, what are you saying? We are friends and friends must help each other. Yes, you're right, if you need my help in the future, don't hesitate to say to me. Ye Chen promised Lu Yu his future help. Lu Yu, oh yes Ye Chen, I will go see my grandmother. Do you want to come? My grandmother would be very happy if you meet the person who saved her. Lu Yu invited Ye Chen to go with her. Yes, of course I will go with you, anyway I don't have anything else to do tonight. Ye Chen nodded at Lu Yu's invitation to visit grandmother Lu Yu. Lu Yu, who heard this, was very happy. Then let's go. Lu Yu got into his car and Ye Chen also got into his car, both of whom drove their cars and headed for the hospital. After arriving at the hospital, Ye Chen and Lu Yu immediately headed to the ward where grandmother Lu Yu was being treated. Ye Chen finally arrived at grandmother Lu Yu's ward. Ye Chen saw an old woman around 60 to 65 years old who was lying on the bed. Lu Yu's grandmother was currently talking to a nurse. Lu Yu, my grandmother is back. Lu Yu immediately ran towards her grandmother. The two people who were talking immediately turned their attention towards the coming of Lu Yu. You're back. Lu Yu's grandmother immediately called Lu Yu's arrival and hugged her. When Ye Chen entered the ward, Ye Chen smelled a familiar scent, but why was this scent on Lu Yu's grandmother's ward? Miss Lu Yu, because the lady has returned, so I will continue my work. If there is a problem, please just call me. The nurse immediately resigned and left the room. When the nurse was about to leave the ward, the nurse was surprised to see a very handsome man standing near the door. The nurse had never seen a man as handsome as this. The nurse looked at Lu Yu, who was very beautiful. Maybe this handsome man was the boyfriend of Miss Lu Yu. The nurse is a little jealous of Lu Yu. If only the nurse can have half the beauty of Lu Yu, so she doesn't need to bother working in this hospital. She just needs to find a handsome man who is rich and marry her, but unfortunately it can only be a dream. When the nurse's passage did not forget to smile at Ye Chen also responded with a smile. Ye Chen approached the collar of Lu Yu and his grandmother, who were hugging. This slightly reminded Ye Chen to his grandfather when he was still alive. Grandmother Lu Yu, who saw a handsome young man approaching towards the two of them, grandmother Lu Yu immediately let go of Lu Yu's arms and asked, who is this handsome young man? Lu Yu Hanper remembered that he had not introduced Ye Chen to his grandmother. This grandmother is my best friend Ye Chen, and she is the one who sold Zileo's bracelets to me. You could say this person saved your grandmother. Lu Yu, grandmother, thank you young people, because thanks to you I can recover. I think I no longer have hope of living in this world, but it seems the God still gives me a chance to continue to live. Grandmother Lu Yu thanked Ye Chen. That grandmother Lu doesn't need me to be thankful, because your granddaughter Lu Yu, who already wants to buy a bracelet from me and trust me, somehow Ye Chen sold it instead of buying it so it could be considered fair. That's why Ye Chen didn't want Grandma Lu to thank her. Grandmother Lu Yu, your name is Ye Chen, you're really a good young man. My name is Sidu Rui. From now on you can call me Rui's grandmother. Okay, Rui's grandmother. Because Lu Yu's grandmother had given permission, Ye Chen was no longer polite and called his name. Lu Yu saw that the bracelet in her grandmother's hands turned both black beads. This morning only one bead turned black, why now suddenly it became two? Lu Yu felt something strange. Sidu Rui, what's up? Sidu Rui, who saw that his grandson's gaze was a little strange when he saw his wrist, and asked. Lu Yu, grandma, when this bead turned black, this morning it was still colored this morning. Lu Yu asked her, breathing. Sidu Rui immediately saw the Zileo bracelet he was wearing, and saw that the bracelet was two of the three beads now turned solid black. This afternoon the color is still there, why is it now black? Grandmother Lu Yu also just realized that the beads turned black again. Button. Lu Yu, Ye Chen, you know what is going on actually, because he didn't get the answer. Lu Yu asked Ye Chen, who knew the function of this Zileo bracelet. Ye Chen did not immediately answer Lu Yu's question, but Ye Chen instead went to the table where to put the used food bowls. Ye Chen took the bowl and sniffed it. It was true, the source of the aroma that was smelled by Ye Chen came from this bowl. Rui's grandmother, did you just eat the food in this bowl? Ye Chen immediately asked grandmother Lu Yu to confirm. Sidu Rui, yes, I just ate all the food in the bowl, so what? Grandma Rui, the food in this bowl has been poisoned. You just ate it, that's what made the bead in Zileo's bracelet turn black. Ye Chen explained what really happened. Chapter 57, Bai Sheng's Evil Plan. What? Lu Yu and Sidu Rui both shouted with disbelief. What's more, Sidu Rui suspected that the food he had just eaten contained poison. If this was said by someone else, Lu Yu would not believe, because the person who said it was Ye Chen. Lu Yu believed it. Then Ye Chen, is this poison harmful to my grandmother? Lu Yu immediately worried about the situation of her grandmother Sidu Rui. This poison is quite dangerous, and if it enters the body it will be difficult to detect by someone. Even the medical devices will find it difficult to find this poison. The poison can make the person who swallows it become crippled and slowly will die, but fortunately the poison that just entered the body of the grandmother Rui should have been neutralized by the Zileo bracelet. Ye Chen told me that the situation from Sidu Rui was good right now. The main problem right now was finding out who was the person who did this. Rui's grandmother, may I know who this food is? Ye Chen wanted to know who was the person who had brought this food to Sidu Rui. It was the nurse who delivered this food, and right at that moment also Bai Shang and his friend came here. About 30 minutes ago Sidu Rui told everyone who had come here before. Bai Sheng, who is that? Ye Chen didn't know who was Bai Sheng being talked about by Sidu Rui, so Ye Chen asked curiously. Lu Yu, Bai Sheng is the biological father of Bai San. He is also a very ambitious person. Bai Sheng also has. Lu Yu told Ye Chen who Bai Sheng was. So we now have 3 suspects. Poison. This is not what an ordinary person can make, and for sure the ingredients used to make this poison are very difficult to obtain. Ye Chen is the most suspicious of friends brought by Bai Sheng. This is the possibility that people put poison in Sidu Rui's food. But without Ye Chen's evidence it is impossible to accuse carelessly Rui's grandmother. May I know the characteristics of the person who accompanied Bai Sheng here? Sidu Rui. That person has a slightly pale dark skin, and the clothes of that person are a bit old-fashioned. That person also always smiles at him. Sidu Rui tells the person who accompanied Bai Sheng here. Only from Sidu Rui told Ye Chen that orange skin. Ye Chen already knew that the people who were with Bai Sheng were poison experts. Anyone who had frequent contact with poison would usually have a skin that was a bit pale black, and it seemed like that person put poison in Sidu Rui's food. Lu Yu, I want to know where Bai Sheng lives. I will try to see it myself. Ye Chen wanted to be sure of Siduri, remembering that Bai Sheng had gone 30 minutes ago, that the 2 men should have been together now. The address is on XX block XXX, but what do you want? Go to Bai Sheng's place. Lu Yu did not know what Ye Chen would do to go to Bai Sheng's place. I just want to confirm something. After mapping that, Ye Chen immediately left the ward. Seeing Ye Chen wanting to leave, Lu Yu immediately caught up with him. When Lu Yu came out of the ward, Lu Yu could not see the figure of Ye Chen. Ye Chen really very quickly disappeared. Ye Chen had now gone straight to the place where Bai Sheng was staying. Ye Chen, because Ye Chen was flying at maximum speed, in just a few tens of seconds Ye Chen had arrived above Bai Sheng's luxury buildings. By using Ye's spirit sensei to find out how many people were in this house. Inside the house there were a total of 4 people. Their location was in the middle room. Guess Ye Chen was right that one of these 4 people turned out to be a cultivator, and this person's level was the 1st level spirit profound realm. Ye Chen wanted to know what these people were talking about, so Ye Chen wore a dark-colored robe and entered the house. Ye Chen hid in the dark to eavesdrop on these people's conversations. In the house there were a total of 4 people. One was Bai San, the man Ye Chen had met at the antiques exhibition. The middle-aged man was probably Bai Sheng, and the woman sitting next to him was probably Bai Sheng's wife. Ye Chen used his cell phone to record all Bai Sheng's conversations with this poison user cultivator. Mr. Du Yao, is the poison you gave Sidu Rui this time really killing him? The person who asked was of course Bai Sheng. Du Yao, you don't need to worry, I will make sure that in less than a week the grandmother will surely die, and of course the poison this time will definitely be difficult to cure, and this poison cannot be found, so you don't have to worry about being a suspect. It's good that finally our plan this time will definitely run smoothly and soon we can take over Liu's company. The woman beside Bai Sheng spoke very happily. As long as the old lady dies soon, all her shares will be handed over to Lu Yu and we only need to make Lu Yu give all of her shares to us. Bai Sheng explained all his kind plans to everyone. But father, how do we get women like Lu Yu to give up their shares for free? Isn't that really difficult for us to do? Du Yao, don't worry, I will give you a poison that can make that person obey what you want. All you need to do is give the poison to Lu Yu, then you can control Lu Yu as you wish. Bai Sheng, that's great, Mr. Du Yao. I'm glad to be able to work with you. But don't forget that your promise gives me 15% of shares. If you dare to renege, then I will definitely not let you go. Du Yao asked the payer in the form of 15% shares from Liu's company. Bai Sheng, take it easy Mr. Du Yao, as long as this plan runs smoothly I will not forget the agreement we made from the start. Bai Sheng is very confident with the plan he made, especially 80% of the shareholders are in his stronghold, so the plan this time it will definitely be very successful. Bai San this time is the most eager to hear this. If this plan is successful, then Bai San can easily get Lu Yu to be his woman. Bai San can't wait to train Lu Yu to be his buddy in bed. Ye Chen, who was in the dark, heard the evil plan that was made by Bai Sheng and his family. These two-faced people really made Ye Chen sick of seeing it. Ye Chen now had evidence in his hand, and now all that was left was to make a plan to trap Bai Sheng. Ye Chen then went around the house and looked for another clue. Ye Chen entered a workroom. It looks like this is Bai Sheng's workroom. Ye Chen then looked at each document stored in the archive. Ye Chen found a document containing the embezzlement of funds carried out by Bai Sheng and also several other shareholders. Finally Ye Chen found evidence again. This time Bai Sheng would definitely not be able to do anything what's with the evidence in Ye Chen's hands. When Ye Chen wanted to leave this house, Ye Chen discovered that someone was approaching this room. Ye Chen immediately sought a way out of here, and Ye Chen then exited through the window. Bai Sheng hears something in his office, therefore Bai Sheng enters his office. Bai Sheng looks around and doesn't find anyone in here. Who is the one who left the window open? Bai Sheng then closed the window and left his office. That was almost. Ye Chen almost got caught. Now Ye Chen just needs to give evidence to Lu Yu and Sidu Rui, and make a plan with both of them. Chapter 58, Plans to tackle Bai Hung and his accomplices. After getting what Ye Chen wanted, Ye Chen immediately returned to the hospital where Lu Yu was at the moment. What Ye Chen found would definitely surprise Lu Yu. Finally arriving at the hospital, Ye Chen descended on the balcony of the hospital. Fortunately, because it was night, no one was aware of Ye Chen's existence. Ye Chen immediately rushed to Sidu Rui's ward. Lu Yu looked for Ye Chen's whereabouts from earlier. Ye Chen's car was still in this hospital, but Ye Chen's whereabouts are currently unknown. Click. Lu Yu heard the sound of the door opening. Lu Yu saw that the person who had opened the door was actually Ye Chen. Ye Chen, where have you been? Lu Yu immediately asked where Ye Chen had just gone. I'm going to look for a clue about who the mastermind poisoned your grandmother, and I found something interesting. Ye Chen then opened his cell phone. Ye Chen then showed the conversation video between Bai Sheng and Du Yao to Lu Yu. Bai Sheng, you dare to do that to my grandmother and myself, just watch out for you. Lu Yu immediately shouted with anger after seeing the video from Ye Chen's cell phone. You are what's wrong? Sidu Rui, who was sleeping, suddenly heard Lu Yu shouting and awakening from her sleep. Grandma, look at what Bai Sheng wants to do for us. Lu Yu then took the cell phone in Ye Chen's hand and showed the video to Sidu Rui. After seeing the whole video from the beginning to the end, Sidu Rui raised his eyebrows with dissatisfaction. Bai Sheng, I cannot believe that it turned out that your real face is like this. If only I knew beforehand, I would have removed you from the company from the first. Sidu Rui also seems very angry with what Bai Sheng has done to him. Formerly Bai Sheng was helped by Sidu Rui. When having trouble finding work, Bai Sheng was once a young man who was very poor and did not have anything. Then Sidu Rui picked it up and gave him a decent job for Bai Sheng in his company. Over time Bai Sheng showed the results of his excellent work, and over the years Bai Sheng was finally able to climb the summit and was appointed by Sidu Rui to be the representative of Lu Yu's company, and became a confidant of Sidu Rui. But Sidu Rui was the one who Sidu Rui thought the most trustworthy turned out to be a tiger in a blanket. Moreover, Bai Sheng has now made 80% of the shareholders in his camp. If these people get their money from the company, then surely the company will suffer a lot of losses. Sidurui does not want that to happen. Sidurui, Yechan, where did you get this video? Sidurui was very curious about how Yechan got this video. Rui's grandmother, you don't need to know how I can get this video. What we need to think about right now is how to deal with Bai Sheng and the people around him. Even though Yechan explained, Sidurui would definitely not believe him. Yechan, do you have a plan for this matter? Lu Yu asked whether Yechan had a plan or not in this matter. Of course I have a pretty good plan, but you too must play along with it. Yechan already had a plan to deal with Bai Sheng and those rogue shareholders. Yechan then told Lu Yu and Sidurui his plans. Lu Yu, that's a very good idea, but the problem is whether you have evidence of embezzlement of money that Bai Sheng and the shareholders did. Of course, I have all the evidence that Bai Sheng has done for many years. Yechan then took out a document and handed it to Lu Yu. Lu Yu immediately took the documents in Yechan's hand and saw the contents in them. After seeing the contents in it, Lu Yu was truly dumbfounded by the amount of embezzlement of funds carried out by Bai Sheng and several shareholders. This was really all the embezzlement of funds in his company. Lu Yu asked, where did Yechan get all this from? This made Yechan increasingly and more mysterious to Lu Yu to know. Sidurui was also a little curious about what was in the document that Yechan had just released. After seeing the amount of money that had been embezzled in his company, Sidurui also did not believe this. If everything in the total value of the embezzlement of money is almost 30% of the total value of the Lu Group's current shares, this is a huge amount, and this is really unknown for many years by him. It seems like many of his employees are also plotting with Bai Sheng and hiding the embezzlement of money from Sidurui and also Lu Yu. After this problem is over, Sidurui will definitely look for and sue these people. Sidurui, I agree with Yechan's plan, and we must do it as soon as possible tomorrow. You are immediately arrange everything well and correctly, so that this plan can succeed 100%. Lu Yu, good grandma, I'll try my best to do it. Lu Yu immediately called his secretary and asked him to notify all shareholders to have a meeting tomorrow afternoon at the main building. Rui's grandmother, this is a pill for you. I hope after taking this pill you can get well soon. Yechan took out a bottle that contained a green pill, then Yechan handed it to Sidurui. Sidurui, thank you very much. Sidurui received the bottle. Then I will go home first because it was enough night. Yechan wanted to immediately return to his villa. Lu Yu, okay, but don't forget to come to the meeting tomorrow. Part 4 of the series ends here. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and subscribe so we can be motivated to make even better videos in the future.